dark outside.
Yeah, well, that's because of the weather. Well, Demetrius, you're right there. Okay, this is only Brian and I.
This lady down around, she's right here.
Okay.
And we're live now.
Okay, y'all. Okay. Okay. I see Mr. L. Sally. How you doing, handsome? You're such a distinguished gentleman. What's up, everybody? Derek, Taylor. Hey, you guys. Welcome to In His Words. Happy Thankful Thursday. We're at house. I am your girl, Abah SoFloetic. And to my right, I have...
Oh, Brian David.
And to my right, I have. We are so happy. You know what? This is going to be a very interesting conversation. I definitely want feedback. Please share, because two very interesting videos popped up a few days ago. One was, there's a TV show I didn't know on TV1 called Sister Circle. It's on Monday through Fridays at 12 o'clock. And a week ago, they had Dontre Whitfield. He plays on Queen Sugar. That's a Huxtable's boyfriend on. He was on, and he made a very interesting analysis of grown males versus grown men. That right there was a topic all by itself, because I was so like, you know. Oh, yeah. And he took them to church. He took them to church with that message. Yeah. Grown males versus grown men. That right there captivated me. So you guys, if y'all go to the YouTube channel or Sister Circle, you can watch that playback, because this brother broke down some very interesting points. So applying what Dontre to another interview. Now, I'm sure you guys heard about this one. This was Slim Thug out of Houston, Texas. Mr. was at an interview. Is it livable for a woman who dated a future type to really want a Russell Wilson's type? And Slim Thug's response was no. He thinks that it would be strictly about financial stability, that it would not be about love. It would definitely not be about attraction, because Russell Wilson are corny.
Corny.
Cornballs. Yeah. Cornball. Isn't that awful? I think that's just all. I just think.
Now, can we define corny?
Oh my God. You know what, ladies around, what a wonderful place. You know, because I think in Slim Thug's mind, what he thinks is corny is, he said, another word he used was square. He said he was square, that he had no swag, and this is me saying this. Wow. His terminology, corny and square, means a guy with no swag. He's not smooth. Have enough street thug. No, he don't have enough edginess about him. He's not a rough.
Everybody is not a street thug.
Right. Okay.
Everybody is not a, this down guy or whatever.
Right.
Some of us are just regular people trying to make it through life. We know that thug mentality.
Right.
And I think what's his name needs to grow up.
I do too.
And start, acting his age, because I'm pretty sure he's old enough to realize that he needs to put away those childish things and grow up.
Well, and you know what Lady Gerard and I just recently found out, right before we went live, is that Mr. Slim Thug is 37 years old. Now, that was kind of, mind-blowing, because of the fact that at 37, Wanda Sykes, when I first got to Georgia from New York, Wanda Sykes broke down the 20s, 30s, and 40s when it comes to your life. And she says when you're 20, in your 20s rather, you're out here trying to figure it all out. You've been trying to find out who you are. Yes. And it's just a whole lot of confusion for you. She says when you're 30 or in your 30s, you start walking into the light. It starts to make some amount of sense to you. Because you got it. And the rest is smooth sailing on after that.
That's right.
And so I have a to believe that at 37, brother, and you're done past the middle, you're moving towards the latter part of the 30s, coming into the 40s. This is where something needs to be happening in terms of maturity.
Yeah, but he's about to have a
What, you think so?
Yeah, he's about to have a
Okay.
Because what women have is the opportunity to choose the type of man they want to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
At one time, they might want a little roughneck.
Right.
In the 20s,
Next time they want somebody that can wear tux.
That's right.
Hello. Because I tell you, that's the thing that'll make me stop nowadays. Back in my teenage years and in my early 20s, it was cars that with the boom and in the tent. I would be like, ooh, who that guy is right there?
Caprice classic and the old wheel cutlass.
But nowadays, every girl like a sharp dress man.
Yes, I love a brother that can make a suit, baby. Yes, I love a sharp dress. Oh, and you know what? I never looked up her age, but I think Sierra is in her early 30s. She's in her early 30s. Yeah.
Okay, well maybe he's still thinking that she's on that level.
And you know what? Too, consider the fact that Slim Thug is a rapper. Sierra comes from the entertainment industry, and a lot of her songs have been with her dancing and stuff. So he probably think that she's still in that mindset.
And if he knows her personally, does he?
Well, apparently him in Future. Well, actually, let me say this. He did have a relationship with he dated her, and her and Sierra are friends. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
And I think so too.
But my whole concern is that, regardless of if you're in the rap entertainment business, just mature. So, I see that, I see no reason for a Slim Thug to be sitting there talking about it.
No, I don't think so either. And I'm not going to say necessarily in his defense, but I will say, though, is that he did put out an apology video. And he was saying that his words were taken out of context. We were also just talking about this a second ago. Because he was pretty much asked in this interview a direct question. Do you believe a woman would go from a Future to a Russell? Never. He think it would be about financial security. But then he says his words was taken out of context because I think the point that he was trying to make is that when a woman is attracted to a guy that is edgy, he's not necessarily going to want to go with a geek or a nerd. She's always going to want somebody swagger. So he called Russell corny and he called him square, whatever the case. And I happen to think short, it all comes down to be the same. Now, what I will say is that I do like a man that has confidence. Because confidence speaks volumes about you. And can I just say, maybe Gerard knows as well, because I was engaged to this man and had a relationship with him for years. And let me say that when people saw him and I together, he was from New York. What do you say in this name? He was skinny. He had no color to his ass. And he had blue eyes. He had blue eyes. Black, but when they saw us together, they never believed that we were a couple. But I can tell you one thing, that brother had some swagger. He had confidence. He had courage. And this is the thing for him, because he was a woman magnet. Women loved him, but he knew how to carry himself.
People don't understand. It's not about the outer appearance.
Right.
It's not even about looks. What's going on the outside.
Right.
People don't understand. It's about the inner and vibration.
Yes, it is.
You're walking down the street, like, oh, what in the world is she or he's this one and that one? It's alignment.
Because how many times, now y'all, what did Mr. Sally say?
No matter the age, there's a top for every pot. Watch your mouth. And some people something
right
else.
there.
I'm gonna say something else.
That's the truth.
You can't let the smooth taste.
Yeah,
Because I'm sure Russell does his thing on the
now you
football
better
field.
not let me tell you something.
He can interview well. He speaks well. All that. But he probably got that swaggerliciousness
Come on
that
now.
has Sierra just losing her
Off
damn
camera.
mind.
Off camera.
Come on now. I mean, listen. But
That's
that
not
woman
ugly
took.
man.
He's not ugly. He's not ugly. That's not ugly. Russell Wilson. You know, and you know what? Now here's the crazy part, because he's an athlete, okay? But you know, you would think that they automatically come with a certain amount of, you know, just hoodness, because you know athletes tend to be like that. But this man, you can see that he's refined, that he has dignity. He's not arrogant or cocky.
And he's a man of faith.
And you know what? That is the thing I think that he was that Slim Thug associates with being the cornball.
Yeah,
The fact that, oh yes, because you know what? Let me tell you something. When you are a man of faith, when you are a man of God, and you are not ashamed to profess that to the women, will come for you and kind of call you a flaky, you know, call
Well,
you
you
flaky.
know what? That's
Yeah,
easy
thank you,
then.
so.
Because
Call you soft, right?
listen, that's easy then, because from a female standpoint of view,
Right.
if you've gone through a lot of drama and BS,
Sure.
you know what? Men of faith and cornballs, if you will, they start to look sexy.
Hello.
Very sexy.
Well, I'm saying this here now. Where are the what? Now I've had. No, let me redirect this. There are women of faith out there that when they get beyond those church doors, beyond holy cross.
Oh, everything's just
I gotta put it out there. You know, so don't judge. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Russell's probably doing the most for Sierra.
Well, now let me tell you something, because brothers have
Not only
said,
financially.
men have ladies in the street and freaks in the sheets.
Come on.
So now we know, of course, we want you, and sisters feel like that about their men. You know, we want you to be, yes.
And you get cornered by some sisters that may try to test you.
Come on now.
I want you, my lady,
Hello.
to be able to handle your
Come
business.
on now.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right.
Yes, Lord.
Absolutely.
This is what it comes down to at the end of the day. So I want to go to what Dontre Whitfield, and that's what I am Dondre Whitfield.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
Plays on Queen Sugar.
yes, he plays on. He was
Yeah.
Vanessa Huxtable's boyfriend.
Yeah.
What was the boyfriend name on the Cosby Show?
Oh,
Was it
That's 100 years ago.
no, I know.
What was it?
I can't remember his name.
Jeremy Roberts.
Robert.
Robert. He played Robert. He played Robert on the Cosby Show. Yes. Okay. So on Sister Circle a week ago, he said that what the difference between a grown and a grown male.
Ooh, y'all women better watch
Now,
that.
can
No
I just
difference.
now? And let me tell you what's the obvious difference.
Mhm.
Okay, the fact that he's a male and not a female. That's the obvious one. Okay, so that right there, the fact that he has a different set of genitalia than you. That helps with this. Then biologically, you know that he has hormones and all this other kind of stuff that we don't necessarily have testosterone, all of this stuff. So biologically, but when you are just a simple grown male, that means that you have grown into your body, gotten a mustache, and you've got hairs and the chest and all that stuff, but you have not gotten the mentality, the mind of a man. You still acting like an adolescent. Right. That's the grown male. The grown ass man. The grown ass man. Definitely one of faith. He's definitely one that has chivalry. He definitely knows how to address a woman, and not just a woman, but a lady. He's going to be able to discern.
And
you
that's
know,
a huge difference.
come on, I
Women
said it.
and ladies.
Yes.
Because
I said it before we went live, y'all. The same way there's a difference between grown males and grown men, there's a difference between grown and grown women. It's a major difference. And so this is where I think when Sierra responded to Slim Thug, she actually said what we're saying here. After a certain time, you get tired and you want more. And I want to do better than what I've been doing. Right. You know, there's only so many men that you can handle that's gonna leave y'all. You done got all ready for a date and you can't come at the last minute and you done sat there behind says, who put you through that? Right.
You know? Or you got one hitting and running like he ain't got insurance.
Exactly.
Now. Get it run.
I commend you on learning that lesson at an early age.
Yes.
She's been through with Future. Can't you just
okay.
The whole thing?
But you know,
yes,
a few more lessons.
I think got it. I think
so. I commend her on it.
I do too.
Because you know what? It took me later on in life to really get that. I mean, she's in her early 30s.
And I'm very proud of him.
You a girl.
Yes. And I'm saying this is why, and I love that she didn't come back at him crazy and chopping him up, because it doesn't help any of us.
You know why? Because she's about
breaks down
the communication. Honey, level up.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that term was used a lot in their interviews.
Breaks down the communication. When you come back in a wild, crazy ass way, you clap it back.
Yes.
You shut down the communication.
Yes, yes, you do.
Or it goes another direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she wasn't from her husband.
Come
this
on.
fool.
That's right.
That was talking about her man.
Because you know what? She knows at the end of the day, she knows what she has in her.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She don't need to argue that.
Now is, how do we teach these grown males how to be grown?
Oh, well, first of all, God, right.
How do we teach them? Bring them in the right direction.
Well, can I first say hit up Brian David and Ernest Moore? Get with the future tips. Okay, that's the one. Okay.
We are catching young men at 6 years old, from 6 to 25 years old. We're mentoring young boys.
I love it.
Into becoming, well, young men as well.
I love
into becoming gentlemen.
Right.
Which is hugely mistook.
Yes.
In this country.
Absolutely.
In other countries, in other cultures, there are rites of passage. Rites of passage. So I was like, when you get old enough. Or you can get a drink or whatever it is. You get the drink. But there's no real rites of passage. So they go through rites of passage, rites to manhood, travel through doorways to men.
Right.
And culturally, they're taught how to treat their families.
Yes.
Because we don't here in this country as we do elsewhere. We're not family oriented any longer in this country. But in other countries, they are family oriented people.
Right. Mr. Sally said there are different levels of life, and you must get off on your level of the elevator of love. Ooh, Mr. Yes!
Hey! Uncle L, I would say sit down, but you're talking pretty good. Right?
That's some true stuff right there now. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. The same level with your physical body or not, it's going to grow up. A baby doesn't stay a baby. It has no other choice but to grow. Sadly, and I'm a teacher, and I work with kids, and a lot of them do not act. Some of them seem way behind their bodies in their age to say that they are. And so that's where the grown male thing comes in, and that's what the struggle is also for grown males to evolve into grown men and women as well. You know, if you are cold, it's not in alignment with your mental. This is where the hindrance happens. And one of the other points that Dontre said to the sister circle was, what he said was that if something happens to a young boy, and I'm gonna say young girl, in their younger years, that is traumatic. If that never heals, it stunts their growth. And this is where they stop evolving, because that pain has them trapped at that age. Whether it's 7, 8, 10, 12, you know, they stay right there. and their bodies, but their minds don't, because they're still in that childhood experience that left them broken. Exactly. And so it's going to take a lot of spiritual counseling. It's going to take a lot of love, prayer, and healing to help them get past all that, so that their growth, with their evolution. And so, we don't think about this kind of stuff. Slim Thug grew up in inner city Houston. Mm-hmm. And I just read a little bit of his bio, and he talked about how he was bullied when he was young because he was tall and lanky and tone, no muscle mass. He didn't fill into his body until he got much older. And he's 6'6". So can you imagine? So he was saying that they automatically started stereotyping him, calling him a geek and calling him lame because he didn't have, the manly, when they hit puberty, they start to get a little muscular, he didn't have all that. So
you just made a bad point.
Right. And so he got dogged out. And so, you start to think, past all this, did you forgive these people? No. Because the fact that you're able to make the comments that you're making right there, you're talking from an immature place. Yeah. So is that the place where you started to feel wounded by these assaults that you got when you were younger? Because why? You sat in that interview and made this comment about another guy. You're giving to somebody else what was given to you.
That's right. Because in that space, that time right there, those guys showed him, he thought how a real man was supposed to be.
Right. So you see, this is what when not brothers, I don't know what it is, but maybe you guys should take this into consideration. When a woman has broken your heart, or your dad has abandoned you and left you feeling some type of way, or maybe it was your mom, that was neglectful. If you guys would take the time just to tell, the society will tell you that you need to man up. You don't cry. You just take that with a grain of salt. You keep marching. You a soldier. You're stronger than that. The more they implant those kinds of things in you, corrupt. That trauma, like and you're acting like a man. You ain't really a man. Yeah. You're acting like one. And so, and this is what creates a lot of discord in relationships, because you're trying to meet up to everything to who you are and what write a journal, we pray, we do all these different things. Yeah, there's so many different methods that we take for healing. Well, as weak, soft, corny, square,
Let me ask the men on the panel, because we have grown men on this.
Hello now. Yeah, go ahead.
So I want to know from you guys, how did you get to that evolved healing space?
Yes.
Help these men out here.
My father never denied me my emotions.
Okay.
My father was a strong ass man.
Okay.
6'5", 250 at his heaviest. I started in the army 26 years.
Okay.
A bad dude.
Okay.
Father break down the cry. He's the first man I saw cry, and I was shocked and astonished. This strong man would break down because of his family matters. He was trying to hold us together. Right. Good dude. Okay. But we have tear ducts. We have emotions. We have those things as women. Right. And we have to use them when we need to use them. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Right. My feelings are my feelings. And if I'm emotional about it, then those emotions show without fear of being ridiculed and chastised. I'm good with my manhood. Wow. And I'm good with that emotional side of it.
Oh, I love it.
What advice do you give a man that is
well, what I would say to that fella is that he has not reached, seen that emotional part that is going to take him to the other edge to make him realize and recognize that he has those abilities. And he has the freedom to make those, to live that emotion. I love it. Live the emotion. You good.
I love that.
And I'm sorry. And also surround yourself with some good men. With some good men. I've got people like Ernest Moore, Lamont Sally, Rob Barnes. So many men I can name off that we get together
All right.
All right, now we're not bashing women, but we do talk about our experiences with women.
Okay.
When we get them out in the open.
Okay.
And sometimes we have a little bit of an emotional episode.
Okay.
And it's cool.
I love that.
It's cool.
Wow.
Because it stays
I love it. Uncle Sally, please chime in. What advice, Uncle Sally, would you give to a young man that needs to connect to his vulnerability? How would you tell him to go about that? Demetrius, what do you have to say?
Well, I want to say, Brian, that yours and my life coincided with each other because my dad was a master sergeant in the army. He was a policeman.
Yep.
He was a man.
Man.
He grew up. He grew up in a raise
Hi,
us the best
Keith.
way.
Welcome.
He only knew how to raise us.
Right.
And he was the first person I saw that cried.
First man
That I saw that I was like,
it holds you back. And they're like, damn.
Yeah.
But me, he, and I think he taught us to not hide our emotions also.
There's no reason to.
Because me being a Leo, I'm a drama king. That's what they call me, the drama king. I get upset when it takes a bit, but I will get upset. And when I show my emotions, people say, "Oh, dude, you trying to be like a drama king or something."
Not just emotional.
Yeah, I am. I'm a very emotional person.
Right.
And
I'm a Leo too, by the way.
But Leos are very passionate.
Yeah.
Very, very passionate. Yes.
Yeah, we are passionate.
Yeah.
So, but my whole thing is coming into that maturity. It's just. I knew I had responsibilities. I knew I had stuff that I had to take care of myself.
Now, Keith, you didn't say that. Keith said, "Yeah, Tony will cry for anything." That is right, Keith. Oh, Lord, Keith, did you live and say that?
You went there, man. My God.
But that's probably in jest. That's what prevents a lot of men.
Yes. Now this is the truth.
Doing just that.
Absolutely.
Because they're gonna be ridiculed.
Yes.
And talked about.
Yes. Absolutely.
I don't get nothing about that.
Right.
If I have an emotional outbreak, I'm having an emotional outbreak.
Come on now. And I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that.
Girl,
yes,
she is able to come to her man and say, "Listen, it's cool, it's good.
Yes,
it'll be all right.
Yes,
I'm working through this good.
Come on now.
I'm gonna get you, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Keith, you need your ass whooped.
He's not there.
How about that? No.
Just put Demetrius under the bus. My goodness. Lord have mercy. Okay, so understand, we're waiting for your response.
But what did the fellow say? The difference between a grown male and a grown man is?
Well, and he was saying that it was their level of immaturity. That immaturity. And he was saying that they were the type, like we were talking about a little bit earlier, they were the type that did not know what it was to be chivalrous, what it was to be selfless, what it was not to have outbreaks like tantrums, how they wild out. And right. Like they will leave a woman standing there, walk in the door ahead of her and not hold her door open, or not offer up his seat and allow her to sit. Exactly. They don't know what that type of behavior is.
I'm witnessing something as regards to what's going on with this right now.
Okay.
I have somebody, son is 20 and he's from Chicago. He came down here to live with his father.
Okay.
Because his mother said, I can't deal with him.
Okay.
The whole situation is that he's not, his physical is not aligning with his mental.
Okay.
He's staying out, acting immature, bringing girls in the house that he didn't know, that my friend didn't even know that was, he just opened the door and see the female singing there, and it's just, it's just total disrespect and stuff like that, so it's just said that there comes, you need to start thinking about the future and what you have,
right.
what you can offer as far as a gentleman.
Sure, absolutely.
So
now, Brian, I want to ask you guys, when you are working with the future gents, when do you guys begin that conversation about what is a man? When do you guys define that to the young guys? Very early.
Oh, it's part of our opening concept.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because even though you are in this boy's body right now, you are going to one day be a man faster than you think.
Okay.
Faster than you believe.
Right.
Faster than you believe.
Right.
So we do it. But what the fella said, the difference between a male and a grown man is a grown male is.
He sure did. Yes, he did.
Has come to serve.
Yes, he did. Say that again, Brian.
A grown male is here to be served.
Yes.
A grown man is here to serve.
Yes. That is exactly what he said.
In other words, a grown man has to
I have a
become
message from
self-led.
You want to read your message? What did he say?
He said, "Can a single mother raising a son teach him masculinity or how to be a man?"
And let me tell you, Dontre Whitfield said no. A woman could not teach her boy child how to be a man. And that's what works at a single mom's disadvantage, which is why it's necessary to have nonprofits like what Brian and Ernest Moore
I'm gonna tell you also, Uncle L taking in a moment, but I've got an auntie. My uncle passed, my blood uncle passed many years ago. Left his wife, my auntie, with 3 boys to raise by herself.
Okay.
Those boys are phenomenal.
Really?
And they are men.
I love it.
So it can happen to where a single woman can impart some sort of masculinity, some sort of to her young men, her young sons she's gonna raise.
Right.
And my uncles were there. My uncles were all there, so they were able to be examples.
Right. Ready to add. And for a single mom, it is a blessing when her maternal dad or her father-in-law or the children's uncles, if there's males in her family that can be good examples, it helps these young boys.
Absolutely.
It definitely. But Sally, he said most of the time it's the tough guy who is holding some type of hurt and pain that they can't let go. They use that to so-called toughness as a Trojan horse, full of pain that they're afraid to. Oh, well, wait a minute. There's two.
Yeah, he did his thing too. Mr. Gregory talking about his thing.
Yes.
So I gotta get more over that. Okay, Uncle L, you write the book, son.
Okay.
Because they don't want to be seen as weak.
Okay, yep. Okay, and then what did Mr. Travis say?
Travis was on the thing last week tripping.
Yes, Travis says maturity or lack thereof is the difference between a memory is all about security and protection for the lady. I open the car door for her because I want to make sure that she is safe. Okay, now. Okay, safe inside, and if something needs to be dealt with, then I will be the one to do so. What Brian just said is absolutely on point. My purpose as a grown man now is to serve in the lane in which
better watch out.
Say that.
Sit down someplace now.
Woo, honey. Yes, Lord Jesus. And Pete said that's deep. With so much sexual abuse happening in the churches, schools, and community programs, where do single moms turn? Well, now let me tell you, there is a lot in churches and schools, but like I said, there's also individuals like Brian and Ernest that are well-meaning and they have the best of intentions for your children. And so, as something is going on in the world, there still is goodness. Let me tell you, this is a little bit off the subject. My poetry sister, Melissa, was out grocery shopping, and she said she was checking out, and this really heavy lady was checking out her groceries. And she said the lady looked sad, and her head was all hung low, and she was moving slow. Her line was long, and Melissa said the more she stared at her, the more she began to feel, you know, this lady's pain. Like inwardly, she was feeling tired and embarrassed, and just said, you know what, you are a very beautiful sister. And I'm so happy, you know, that I met you. You know, she said she just started complimenting her. And she's like, all of a sudden, this girl started speeding up her mind and checking out stuff a little faster. And she started smiling. And she thanked Melissa because she said, and I was like, you know what? Anybody else would have been going off in that mind. I got things to do. Can this witch hurry up, please? And, you know, they'd have been going off. But somebody actually took the time enough to care about where she was and emotionally at that moment and begin to help her turn that around. And there are individuals you know, there's still good people out there that definitely want to help a single mom, especially with boys, to help them become men. So that's that.
You said it very well.
Hello. So you guys, you know what? We're getting close to the end. If y'all got some more feedback that y'all want to share, definitely by all means do. But I think 2 comments, like the one that Slim Thug made, I think that if you're trying to make a point, and I said this about Kanye West in the past, it helps if you slow your roll. Put some thought into what you're going to say, even if this spot in that interview, and he wasn't sure. He could have bypassed that question. You know,
he could have just taken his time to answer.
Exactly. Let me think about that for a few minutes, or whatever the case. You don't have to jump.
You know what, though? It's hard to tell someone in that space because y'all got to understand, this man is clearly not as evolved as another man. He's going to take the time to reflect. Let me think of exactly.
A professional athlete, dog?
Exactly. Right. To respond versus react.
Sure.
He's not in that space yet.
And you know what? And you're right, Gerard, because even in his apology video, even though he came back and said, apologized to Russell Wilson, I wasn't trying to call him a cornball, he still threw the button there and negated everything he said. Yep. He threw the button, he came back and reiterated.
His apology was not pure. It was not. It was because he was getting bad.
Exactly.
That's say about that. Right. Silence is gold.
Yes, I agree.
But duct tape is silver. What? Duct tape is silver, motherfucker. I'll tell you right now. You got to watch what you say. And there's nothing wrong, and we teach this to the boys as well. There's nothing wrong with taking your time to think about your answer.
Yeah.
Right. And this
that very, very well.
Very well.
And was criticized early for doing such.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with taking your time, thinking about your answer, your response, and then responding. That's what happens with a lot of times with women and men. We don't communicate very well because we are what? Understand, but listen to respond.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, say that.
Please understand, fellas. You can get a whole lot further. And ladies,
yes,
y'all can get hot at one time or another. Emotional. Listen to have your turn to speak.
That's right. Yes.
I
agree.
Learn behavior, though. So learn behavior. Yeah. You don't know it off the gate.
And Slim Thug, you know, people have been videos, liking and sharing, making sure they get around. I sure hope you get to see this episode of In His and Her World. What you to do is to go back and revisit, you know, those people in the neighborhood that traumatized you, that talked about your cornrows, that projected all kinds of negativity on you. Because what you're not realizing, sweetheart, is that you're carrying the residuals. Yeah. You still got that, baby. And at 37, you do. You still have that, and it's time to release that.
Us to say anything about you who we don't know.
That's right.
Far be from us to, to try to criticize and critique you.
Yes.
But you need to be.
Oh, yes.
Deal with yourself. Get what you need, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, just from that comment.
Because let me tell you something. It is very much possible for a woman to go from a Future
Come on
to
now.
a Russell Wilson,
Come on
especially when she has acquired a taste for better. You see, when you know better, you do better.
And she's
when you know better, you do better. And the more you keep doing better, the less you don't want anything less than that.
That's right.
You just can't do it.
Mama grew up with me, and I used to rap back in the day.
Yes, she was Princess.
Okay.
She was a rapper?
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
I was
Yes, she was.
Listen, I was in the talent show and everything in school, and
her mama was
WYLD radio station talent show. I was in it big. Going to the studio, all that.
Oh, yeah. And I hang out with Manny Fresh.
Listen.
Yes.
Oh, really?
I was just like in his house.
Yeah.
I was just, he probably don't remember me.
Yeah.
But Nikki, me and Manny, music guys.
Yeah, demos. And
but listen, the thing about it is, yeah, exactly. But listen, the thing about it is, even me being in that type of atmosphere growing up,
right?
Now you can't even get not that I'm against rap,
right?
But I've evolved into a whole different space and mentality. And I was just like MC Light. That song, Roughneck. Oh, that wasn't a roughneck. You couldn't even talk to me.
Uncle Salad said Snoop Dogg is still thin as a rail, but he has swagger and confidence. Yes, he does. That's
right. But even Snoop has evolved.
And Snoop then went from cornrows to dreadlocks. How about that?
He's even evolved.
Yes, with perm as well.
And yeah, he did have a pressing curve.
Whoa.
Yes, he did.
But
hey, look at my boy Harrison. What's up,
man? I said all that to say. Yes. He is in the rap arena, like we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Now, don't come in my face.
Yes.
Swagged out. Okay, I'm not attracted to swag.
Not at all.
I'm attracted to a certain type of swag.
Because I'm not even about to sit up here.
I'm talking about
you want some swag.
I definitely want swag.
What's his name?
I like when you smooth.
Slim Thugs type of swag.
Yeah, because see, they think that if you sitting up there, you know, hey, what's happening, baby? What's happening? Let me holler at you for a second. Nah, homie. I don't think so.
Now, if you excuse me, guys, but I think swag comes with maturity. It's not nothing because swag. I really don't think kids have swag. They're emulating what they see.
Come on now.
Right.
So that swag comes with maturity. Because
yes, it does. Because you know what? They don't really realize that swagger is smooth. This is when you are refined and you have taste. You're not out here wilding out. You're not out here acting crazy. You know, there's a way. Let me tell you, even if you cross a man that is a gentleman, when he has swagger, there's a way he's going to represent and handle himself where he ain't got to get jiggy with you. He's not going to clown, but you going to know that he's the man and you going to step up and respect him because he's going to let you like a gangster with no gangster lean acting all hood radish. You know, he don't do that. Ain't necessary. It's all in his demeanor and how he carries himself and how he. I'm telling you, I had this conversation not long ago when it came that I was about to get off into. It turned out not to go the way I expected, but rather than going off, I ended up giving a lesson on how a certain person was behaving. And I'm like, you know, you can choose to listen to me today or tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. But sooner or later, my words are going to sink in. You're going to remember that I said this right here. We can talk about it later. We don't ever talk about it again, but I can promise you, you're going to remember that I said this. And that's the end of it. I don't have no beef with nobody. We go on. But you're going to remember this because it was meant for me to give you a lesson in this situation right here. And that's the end of that. Diversity trap house to the White House swag. Harrison said, let me see. Harrison said, suit and tie, no sag. If you sag, you are, Lord, now you boy, sag, smooth is grown and sexy. There you go. Yeah. No, what up? No, what up though? K Shorty, where my 40?
That's that man in the club, Jerome.
Yeah, I say Jerome's in Jerome's in half.
No.
That was too funny. But yes, there's definitely. We definitely know the difference between grown males versus grown men and grown women. And we also know that with maturity, there comes a whole nother perspective of life. You know, we know how to engage and how to disengage. We know what to go for and what not to go for. We know what appeals to us and what does not. And if it does not, we just don't go in that lane. You know, had I been in Slim Thug shoes in that type of interview and somebody would have asked me a question like that, you know what? If I wasn't prepared to go, I would have declined to even, you know what? I don't even want to talk about that. You know, I mean, this is just how I'm responding to things. I get asked stuff all the time, whether I'm at work, whether I'm in passing, whatever the case. And if I feel like, hey, you know what? I done had these conversations. I don't want to talk about this no more. I'm going to politely say, you know what? No, I'm not really interested in that. And we're going to move on. You know, I mean, there's certain things that you can definitely politely say no to and not let yourself get caught up into that. And then it leaves no room for nobody to place no types of judgment or ridicule on you. But I think the fact that he engaged that interviewer trying to, I don't know, it makes a kind of crazy ass point, it all ended up. So here is the lesson. Learn how to back away from them types of conversations and you can avoid all that.
And think before you speak.
Hello. So, hello. And Ms. Leslie said, she said that house swag. I know that's right. So you guys, we thank you so very much for being tapped into and turned on as always to In His and Her Words with Mr. Brian David, Miss Lady Gerard, Mr. Demetria Smith, and yours truly, Miss Abah SoFloetic. So we will see you guys again next Thursday, same time, same channel. Remember, Life LIFE is about love being first every day. So spread the love, y'all. Spread the love. Light. When you see them slipping, lead them to the light. How about that? All right, so that's all I got. That's all we got, right, y'all? That's all we got. So, that's a wrap. So we're going to see y'all next time.
Tuning in, IG.
Yes. Have a good night, y'all. Smooches.
Swag is maturity.
Definitely. Swag is maturity. I love it. Hallelujah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got to roll. I got to go.
Okay.
To my next meeting. So.
Thank God you're not far.